Hello everyone, Shriram here. Hope I'm visible, audible. Okay, great. Good to see you all on a Sunday evening. Hope the Sunday is going well. Fantastic. Let me see who all I have. I have bunch of our friends here. Very good. Good to see you all. Great, good efforts, and thanks for getting in. So let me first set up some of my basics. Okay. 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 Good all. Thanks everyone for getting in on good day. We're going to talk something on PMP examination to move and complete by December 31st. That's a target. After December 31st, what's going to happen? Not big change. The same is going to be continuing on, but still, you have to give a little more focus to close it by before December 31st. There are certain reasons behind that. I'll let you know. Quickly put yourself in speaker view so that you can get a full picture of myself. So what I do is, yep. So now you got a full picture. Good. Um, what else to do? First thing first is we have to complete the exam before December 31st. What if I can't do that before December 31st? What will happen? Nothing big. You have to do after January and February. So what is the difficulty of doing after January? One thing is we are not clear with the exam format yet because we're expecting they're going to have like a fill in the blanks kind of questions, some drag and drop matchbox questions. These all is in the line. So we're not sure how the pattern is going to be. Also, we come to know that 50% it's going to be adaptive nature. Even though agile is a terminology, you talk for a while, but as it comes as a question from PMI, the dimension will be different, right? Because as agile questions, if you go and see the market, they generally give lightweight questions. That is, when anything comes from PMI, the standard will be a little high. So we should know how to handle those factors. It's going to be tricky. Now, what will happen is the market where we have exam question simulator, they may take little more extra time to come out with a proper simulator. They will release it. By December, they release a simulator, or January, they release a simulator, but it won't be close to the real exam, right? So it will take some time. You cannot bet your $500 on such a risky situation. So you'll tend to wait. The wait time can get more, or maybe it can impact your promotion, country migration, or some job change, multiple factors. So best thing is we have 2 solid months with us as today, November 1st, exactly 2 months. Really feasible and comfortable time. Really, Shriram, 2 months is comfortable, pretty comfortable. I have seen people clearing exams in 3 weeks of time. When somebody can do in 3 weeks, you're having 8 weeks of time, double that, right? So really possible. That's our first message. Now, when I say really possible, what we have to do? Certain basics logistics like you would have completed your training. That's the first thing. Okay. Because when you complete the training, you are eligible to apply for the examination. So you have completed the training, filled the application form, you applied it, and PMI Institute has approved it. Good. You are ready to go for exam. Now the next stage is you have to block the date and go for the exam. Okay. Now what is it? When you say block the date, center-based exams are getting pretty tough now because centers are all getting filled up till December. Not only because of exam pattern changing every year, November, December, this is how it will be. Either in India, November it's a festival season, US, Canada, UK, December is a festival season. So both are a lot of holiday time and people start taking exam left and right. It happens. Every year it happens. Now with the pattern change and people are at pandemic at home, too many things happening. So if you have a good network, if you have a good power supply, you have a good laptop with you, take exam at home the best. Or have a monitor. Don't go for laptop. Have a monitor. Connect with that and have an exam so that you'll have a good visibility to write the exam. Ideally, why we go to center-based exam? Because good power supply, good internet facilities, no hiccups on certain factors, right? For which reason we go there. Okay, that's the part of kickstarting things. So I would assume the people who are attending here today, you have already completed the training and you are in the process of getting to the examination. Can I assume that? Can I check your chat window? Give me yes if you completed that. Let me see how many of you yes there. I can see some people started saying date. I have an exam on 24th. Very good, very good, very good. Fantastic. Good. A lot of yes running over. I appreciate it. Thanks for your response here. And I saw one person saying 24th is exam. Now Raghu says November 30th is exam. I have few more people. Next week they have exams. So exams are flowing in. Two things I want to cover in this classes today. One thing is how to read, and other one is some certain disciplines. Okay, Shriram, you're going to take some philosophy class, little bit philosophy, but I want to set the track for you because what happened is we slightly get deviated and sometimes demotivated. Can I do this? Every day morning you wake up and look at the mirror, you get a feel, really, am I the right path? Can I do this? Do I need to put this $500 now? Why don't I do it next year? So this kind of doubts keep coming from many of you. So let's try to understand those factors and clarify it. So one answer coming here. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, Sunil says, I'm new to the training. Okay, if you're new to the training, next Saturday, Sunday, there is a full day program training going to happen. That is the last fast track batch for this model of exam, which Sri Learning is posting November 7th and 8th, and again following weekend, 4 days continuous training. With this, you get ready. From there, again, you have 45 days to clear the exam. Highly possible, right? That's going to happen. Okay, getting back on track. Now, what's happening? Let me quickly bring up something in the screen because I'm not going to write anything. I'm just going to use some stuff right here. Okay, so if you watch out here, let's understand the basics of exam before I go to any other thing. Some of you would have seen the screen before, but it is good to relearn some of the basics. Many of us, we prepare for the exam, but we may not know the terminology of exam. So we'll be a little prepared. How the exam works. The exam, it may be center-based or it may be a home proctor-based. They give first 15 minutes or at least 8 minutes of time, some video, self-learning video, which explains how the exam is going to happen. This will be running in the first few minutes. When this video is running, you will not do anything. In the sense, you have to only listen to the video. You should not write anything in the paper given to you in the center-based. At home, you don't have an option to take a paper. So you have to just fold your hands and listen to that. Once that's over, the first question appears. When the first question appears, it will show 240 minutes on the top right corner. First question, 240 minutes. That is 60 minutes per hour into 4 hours becomes 240. So it starts deducting from 240 minutes. This is how the clock will stick. It looks a little crazy and pathetic. Why the hell they put 240 deducted? Can't they go 1, 2, 3, 4? Big question. Still, we have that question open. We should ask this question with the PMI later. But for now, that's how they make that, which is a little crazy. Now, coming back on this point, you have to go through one question at a time. A question can take approximately 1 minute, 20 seconds, approximately. There are some questions you take in 20 seconds. Some question you may go 3 minutes of time. Advice is don't go beyond 2 to 2.5 minutes per question. Shriram, when I'm doing the exam, I don't have a watch with me. I don't have a clock with me. Where I will see, am I about 2 minutes? It's just a calculation. So how do I know? When you practice 5 full exams, you would have touched nearly 1,000 questions. When you do 1,000 questions, you would have got a calculation. Am I standing in the place for a while or am I moving? This will have become an instinct for you. So, as per your instinct, if you feel you are standing there for a little more extra, that question definitely you will make a mistake. I'm a little brutal. Yeah, I'm a little hard on you. The question where you stay long, that's a question you make mistake because your brain is not ready to answer it. If your brain is not ready to answer it, don't force your brain. Leave it. So you mean I have to leave and move away? No. Mark some answer you feel may be closer, right? For choosing a maybe closer, don't stay for 3 minutes. That you can do in 1.5 minutes. In 1.5 minutes, read it. It's clear. It's not my cup of tea, right? So what you do? Choose A, B, C, any one choice. Flag that question. Move away. Like that, in an exam, you may flag at least 30 to 40 questions. 40 questions I have to flag. Will I fail? You will not fail. By marking this, what happens is you have saved a good amount of time to answer 160 questions correctly, right? Logic here is even if you make 40 wrong, 160 is correct, which is 80%. Assumption is more than 62 or 63% we can clear PMP. Assumption. So keeping a buffer up to 80% you're going to have, right? Now, point is don't stay in a question for a long time. The more you stay, the more you make mistake. Why so? What will happen is the more you stay, the time pressure happens in your brain. When the time pressure happens, your brain stops thinking. Now, what will happen? What will your brain will do? Your brain will start pushing you. You push it, somehow you mark after fourth minute and you move from there to next question. Now I'll tell you what your brain will do. Your brain will start playing with you. It will start playing. How it will play is the moment you go to next question, your brain will start thinking the previous question. Really? Yes, it will do. Out of 40 questions, for 20 questions at least, your brain will think, did I make a right choice? Do I need to go back? These all will happen. So a question which you stay 4 minutes will give vibration for next three questions. So for 40 questions like that, it happens 40 into 3, 120 questions, you will have the vibration. Then where to pass the exam, it will be tough. So point, if somebody lose the exam, how they lose the exam is they are not about losing the exam because of not knowing the answer. It is because of not playing the mind game. PMI exam is a mind game, right? You go there, you have to give a focus one question at a time. Oh, it's so easy, Shyam, I'll do it. Easy to say, hard to do, right? And then the life study of book says that focus one day at a time. Don't think too much about the previous day. Don't think about coming days. Focus one day at a time, but have the goal in your mind. Same way in an exam, goal is to certify, whereas one question at a time. This is the simplest thing, but the hardest thing to follow. So how to do this? Now let's go a little more step inside. Now, before I go there, let me complete this part here. So you're going to have 200 questions. The question is divided into two segments. One is 89 questions, one is 111 questions. You go to center-based exam, you go to home-based exam, both follow the same format, 89 questions, 111 questions. There is a misconception. When you write an exam in center, it will be easy. When you write an exam at home, it will be tough. Okay, there's a misconception. PMI does not know where you come from. For them, your login happens out of lakhs of questions. It will shuffle and pick bunch of questions for you. There is no logic of center-based or home-based. There is no logic of it is a men, it is women. There is no logic of this is from Africa, this is from US, this is from India. No logic like that. Everybody is equally like a leader treated all over the world. So come out of that myth. It is not there. And also in exam, question intensity level keep going high. Some people take first 10 questions, they feel very tough. So going forward, it's going to be more tougher. They get scared. Nothing like that. The exams are always flat, all the questions are flat, same level of intensity followed for all the question, right? Right. So now what happened is, let me go a little more. Now exam is going to be flat for all and no negative marking here. And all questions carry equal weightage. That's how it's going to be, right? So there is a question from Sunil. Sunil, you can put the question in the public so that everybody can read your question. You put in a private. When you're writing from home, if there is a disconnect from internet, would it be a problem? Definitely it will be a problem, Sunil. So generally advisable at the home is have a proper internet. If you don't have proper internet, please don't take at home. Internet should be good, and for an internet modem, have a UPS. There are small UPS available in the market. Get a UPS and have that for you. You have to invest for it. Have a UPS, have a good modem, have a good laptop. Don't ever use office laptop. We have seen many people got into trouble because of office laptop, because office laptops will have firewall running, and this firewall will block your application. So how the exam works? Once you give a login and get inside, PMI application will get loaded. Once the application loaded in your home, the laptop, everything will be blocked. You can't do anything. In the keyboard also, only particular keys will work. Rest all will be blocked. So since everything is blocked, you can do only what the application says. If they try to do this application office laptop, your office laptop definitely will have firewall, some application running behind the screen. They both clash to each other. When they both clash to each other, chances are PMI application can go down. So don't ever do that. That's a mistake. And also I'm hearing that Mac PC not working well. Use Windows. Not sure, it's not a proven record, but few of them had a problem. Mac is not good for PMI application. It's getting some trouble. So if you have a Windows application, well and good for you, right? It's at home. Okay, we're ready to go to the studies pattern. Let's go there. Before that, there is some question here. Irene is putting a question. No paper at home, so how to solve EVM questions? Good question. What happens is when you write an exam at your home, they are yet to trust the people if you allow to use the paper. Imagine Shriram writing an exam at home. Center is allowing to use your paper. Now what I do is somewhere I noted down the key points and I'm seeing that paper and able to answer it. So what will happen? Many of them will clear PMP easily. So there is a cheating happening. In order to arrest that, what PMI does is no paper. So to answer Irene, what we'll do is, in the PMI application, there is a drawing board. In the drawing board, you have to use your mouse and draw and write. Is it easy? Sure, it's not easy, tough. So how people practice? When they practice for the exam, they go to MS Paint in Microsoft and literally use a pen and write there. That's how they do. But to be clear, in 200 questions, you may get 2 to 4 questions in mathematics. That also, you have to take the number and put in the formula, use a calculator and get the answer. For this, I don't think you need so much of paper to be that's how I feel. When I went to exam years back, they give a little white paper, not white paper, yellow paper. In the yellow paper, I written down the 47 processes on those days. Now it's 49. I written 47 processes. I have written all the formula. Did I look that? I didn't look. Kind of self-satisfaction I have dumped there. But actually in exam, I didn't see anything there because already everything in my brain, I started working accordingly. Only for self-satisfaction, you can fill in the paper. So I need to answer a question at home. Paper is not there. They give a paint where you can use it. Hope that answers you. Let me take a Ramesh here. Online exam, can we use paper and pen for calculation? I think I answered Ramesh same question. So you have to use a calculator there, which is given in the system, which that only you will use, and also paint you will use, right? Rajesh is asking, is it possible if register outside from India and can give him exam in India center? Yeah, wherever you are, it's online, right? You're going to give your details and book for the center. Provided if you're going to travel to city, yes, you can book it. Nothing blocks you. Nothing blocks you, right? Because a fee payment is different, exam registration is different, right? Yeah. I'm yet to go to the books. Please wait. I will go to the books. Meantime, I want to show you some of the important things which you have to know. Okay, here we go. Okay, if somebody don't know about PMI, who is rushing towards examination, this is a PMI.org website. In this website, you will have a place where you have to fill your application and apply, right? That goes here. So what happens is you have to go ahead and apply for the examination in this website. This website is directly run by PMI.org, that is an institution. Now, with this website, you will fill and submit the form, you will pay the fee. I think 90% in this room know this. 10% of the people pretty new here. For your information, this you will do. If you're not even taken the training, when you take training with me from next week, I will help you this process. Don't worry about it. Right? That's a point one. And point two is you have to go to another website, which is called Pearson.vau. Wait, let me see if it's there. Pearson. Yeah, here it is. So there is a website called Pearson VUE. This is another third party with which PMI tied up. PMI is a US based organization. Pearson is another US organization. They made a tie up telling that, hey, whenever any exam comes to my institution, I would recommend you to conduct the exam. They have the rights for that. What kind of rights they do? If you go here, it's a third party, Pearson. I will tell, hey, I want to schedule an exam. When I say I want to schedule an exam, they'll ask me which institute you belong to. Why? Because Pearson conduct for multiple institutes. Which institute I'm going to do? I'm going to do for PMI. When I press PMI, it shows Project Management Institute. If I choose them, they'll ask me to give their login. If I have my PMI website login, the same login I will use here and schedule an exam. I don't want to schedule now. Let me find a center. If I click which center I want to go, it will ask me which city you want to write the exam. For example, I'm telling I want to write in Bangalore in India. If I click and search for it, it's going to show me, hey, these are the places in Bangalore it's available. In Bangalore, the Prestige Center is there, Pearson Center is there, rest all are in different places. In Bangalore, I can see only 2 centers. Sometime back, we used to have 4 to 5 centers. Now I'm seeing only 2 centers. I don't know why they have reduced it, right? Okay, that's a little bit on that area. Okay. Rajesh, I answered you. Adya, I'll answer you. Is there a way to check the slots availability? I think Adya, I helped you now with the website which I showed you. This website don't need any login. You can just type Pearson VUE website and go to the center and choose it and check it. Is it available or not? That's how it's going to be. Pretty good. What I do is actually the scope of this discussion is I have to tell you how to prepare, right? That part I have to go. Okay, I'll go for this and come back to other area again. Don't worry. If you have any questions, accumulate your question. Let's talk question and answer session for some time. Some of you who read with me in the classes would have already understood what you have to read. But still, I will reiterate certain things which can help you, right? For PMP, PMP is there for decades. From 1995, I believe, the first edition of a PMBOK came into the market. It should be 95 or 96, if I'm not wrong. From that time, PMI Institute started releasing books every 4 to 5 years. The book, which is now currently running, is a 6th edition. Okay, let me pull out my pen. Where is my pen? Here it goes. So the book which you see here is a 6th edition. This was published some years back. If I'm not wrong, it is September 2017 the book got published. 17, right? Yeah, September 2017 this book came up. Yeah, here mentioned here, right? 2017. 2017 this book came up. Now, this book is a different unit in overall PMI Institute. Every 4 or 5 years they release a book. And this book is a good source of reading for the exam called PMP. So Sriram, I only need to read this book or do I need to read other books? It's a very common question come every time to me. Okay, how to address this question? I'll address this question little at different levels. How do I address this? I will take 3 people. Okay, Ramesh, Suresh, Ganesh, or 3 people. Three people, one person is more than 20 years of experience with a great project management knowledge and good fluency of a language called English. I should not go only with English because PMI exams and PMP are now happening in Arabic, and I think different languages is happening now. So you cannot tell only English will be there. But still, let me take as a common language, which is highly spoken English. Now, a person with a good amount of experience and a good amount of project management experience and good amount of language influence this person has. And that person can directly go to the book called PMBOK. Why, Shriram, you say like that? Can't a less good, not good speaking person can go for it? You can go for it, but the time of understanding the subject will take a longer time, right? If a person who has a good influence in the language, a person good at leadership knowledge for 10, 20 years, this person, when they read the book, they will get the subject faster. That's a meaning. I'm talking about fast because you all have to complete the exam in 2 months faster, right? So there's a high influential person. Okay, well and good. So what I have to read, Shiram, in this book, I know 1,000 pages are there. Do I need to read all the 1,000 pages? I would say no. There are 10 chapters which talks each knowledge area. It should be around 750 pages. That is the pages you have to read. Okay, that's good, Shriram. So tell me, in PMBOK book, do we have exam question models there? Do you say that? I would say no, because this book is a guide. It's a guide. This guide can be referred by anybody in the industry. It is not an exam book. There is an industry construction senior manager, 35 years experience. This guy has some doubt about how to schedule a timeline for a project. This person will take this book, refer a few pages, get a clue of it, then start working again. This is how it has been written, the book. So this book is not for exam. This book is for understanding purpose. But the language and the level of influence will be pretty high. So that is the reason many people prefer this book. Why? Because this is a pure American standard language. Exam also follow the good American standard language. So it will match for you. For that reason, people go to PMBOK. The standard is high. Okay, one. Now let's go to the second category. Now, second category, this person has good amount of experience, more than 10 years of experience or 15 years of experience. And this person has amount of knowledge in project management, but needs more amount of example whenever a concept is explained. The person want to know that, is this an important topic? Is it an unimportant topic? If such kind of preferences you expect, then you have to go to the book called Rita. Rita is a book which can have a good amount of examples and preference to certain subject mentioning, read this carefully, question may come. Those kind of hint will be in the book because this book is derived. This book is derived from PMBOK. They derived and written it. They derived from PMBOK, and there is something called ECO. I'll talk in some time. Exam content outline. From there, it's derived. So if you have 10 to 15 years experience and you have good language and also you want to know the examples, then you go for a Rita. Good thing about the book Rita is every chapter there will be 30 to 35 questions given for every chapter, which is very, very, very important. You have to answer those questions and you have to evaluate why it is right, why it is wrong. There will be a paragraph of justification written, answer A. For answer A, why it is right, it will be written there. I would expect you to read that. When you do that, you get a good hold of subject. Well, super Shriram. That's great. So you understood a high influencer, middle level you understood. Let's go to Head First. Head First is a book for the people who are at 7 years or 5 to 7 years, 8 years, a beginner level. Okay. They are yet to get a full hold of management. They got a promotion, they are a lead in a company, but still they're not playing the real role. They are not given a real management capability. The name says manager, but not a real manager, just be in office. Okay. If such kind of person, and another category is a person who cannot understand too much of theory, a person who understands images faster, pictures faster, funny examples, crazy examples. If you like that model, then you have to go with Head First PMP. This book will have a very lightweight subject. They will not go too deep inside the subject, but they will explain sufficient information for the exam. That will be there. Lot of pictures will be there, lot of stories will be there, lot of crazy jokes will be there. This is how this book is written, right? It won't look like a normal book. Image will be here and there, haphazard way of doing thing, but people love to read that. And PMP, Head First PMP is such a book for beginners, right? If you ask me a few years back when I started preparing, the first book I read is Head First PMP because I'm a moderate person. I cannot read too much of theoretical. I'm not so influential. I'm a very normal guy. Okay, so I felt picture place reading can be faster for me. It was fast. I quickly read it and completed. I got a self satisfaction. I read it. Now I started practicing questions. Look, some of the questions, justification and Rita. Again, I come back. These all I did, right? So, point I have explained you is one is top influential book called PMBOK Guide. Second level is Rita. Third is Head First. There are some people who read all the three books. That's a different category. Okay. To me, I will tell either of one book is more than enough. But what you have to do is, even when you read either of one book, you have to answer questions here. You have to answer 35 questions per each chapter, 25 questions per each chapter in this books. Compulsory, you have to do that. So how to do that? We have only 2 months. 2 months is pretty sufficient. Even today, if you start, you can complete either of one book with answering all the chapter questions before November end. If you can complete it before November end, the next thing is you will go for the practice exams. That is 200 questions practice exam. Where to write this 200 practice questions? There are a lot of simulators in the market. One of the best simulator in the market is Prepcast. Prepcast comes from a US based organization. They have a good simulator. They have a lot of exams, but they expected from you is write 5 exams, 5 full exams. The same simulator will have short exams, each knowledge based 20 questions, 50 questions, 30 questions. Please don't do that. Don't write short exams in Prepcast because the same question in the short exams will repeat in full exams. So what will happen is you won't feel the real intensity of the exam. If you want to write short exams per subject, please write only in Rita, only in Head First. This is more than enough. When you do this for 10 chapter, it is 350 questions. When you do it for 10 chapters, 250 questions. Nearly you're going to write 600 questions here. Only after doing this, you will go here and write 200 questions exam. So which is going to be 1000 questions. So 1000 plus 600, 1600 questions you're going to practice. Ooh, pretty high, more than enough to clear the exam, right? So point is choose any one book and start reading right away today. I know in this room, 80% of the population already started reading. Shiram, I am in PMBOK, I am in Rita, I am in Head First. Whichever book you read, don't take a back step. Move forward. Keep moving forward. Complete it. Share me the scores. Then I will give an idea for you. Here, I will give a pass to listen some of your questions and suggestions. Okay, there is a question here, Ashish. I have gone through both the books, but still I don't have good confidence to book exam. Please help me to understand which book once again I should follow to revision. Ashish, even if you read another 4 books, you will not get the confidence. This is very common, Ashish. Not only you, many people have the same problem. Confidence will not come till exam hall until you see the certificate, you clear the exam. It's very common. Only way to get the confidence is pay the money. Only you pay the money, you will start chasing yourself. Now, if I want to be a little more practical with you, when you say you read all the books, I would also assume that you've written all this chapter test. Only when you do the chapter test, you'll start getting some hold of the subject. It's pretty important. But for a quick information, please book the date. If you don't book the date, things will keep on dragging. That's what's going to happen, right? So book wise is enough, Ashish, for you. Sandeep is putting, is prepcast simulator really necessary? Sandeep, it's a very open question. You can even try without prepcast simulator. Nobody stops you. Now, like what Ashish mentioned, I don't have a confidence. This feel you should not get in the exam hall. A simulator is a practice ground. If not prepcast, if you have some other practice ground, you have to practice it. Without practice, if you go, if somebody is paying your exam fee of $500, you can go with simulator without simulator. If you are paying the $500, sure you have to go with some simulator. Don't underestimate PMI exams. It will be pretty crazy tough, right? That's the point. I believe you have some other simulator, Sandeep. Okay. Adya is putting a question. Even if I choose with the Rita or head first, is PMBOK still mandatory? Can I get through the exam without referring? Highly possible. To add the Adya question, now I'll go to the one other thought process. Now, other thought process is what I want to show is, I want to show you something like this. Okay. Now, Adya is asking me, is it PMBOK mandatory? I would say PMBOK not mandatory. Why? Because this is called PMI exam content outline. Sorry, PMP exam content outline. This was published in the year June 2015. Any exam of a PMP or any year of exam PMP will literally follow this content outline. How the content outline look like, if you scroll down, it will tell we will have coverage of this 5 domains. Okay, this is the coverage we give. This is a coverage for the examination. Okay, this is how it's going to be. Now, under this coverage, they will have something called task, right? They'll talk about task. If you see here, domain 1, in initiating, I will give coverage of task 1, task 2, 3, 4, 8, it goes down. So when you read this all paragraph of information which explains what is expected from a candidate in an exam hall. Don't literally copy this telling that is this word will come in the exam. No, they're trying to say this is a concept, this is the area we would examine you in the examination, right? Now, the books what you read like Head First, the books what you read like Rita, those all books follow this content outline. They don't copy from PMBOK. From PMBOK, they're taking some content. I'm not saying no, but primarily they follow content outline. So it doesn't mean that you have to mandatorily read the PMBOK. PMBOK is one of the book in the market, right? It's a one of the book in the market, but exam follows always content outline. So if you feel you are having knowledge in these areas of what they mentioned, you are ready for the exam. I think somebody was asking, am I ready for the exam? Read the content outline once or twice or thrice. Some people every day they read it to understand, am I mapping with that? If you see you're not mapping it, read those chapters. That's important. If you go a little down, it will talk more about outline. Look at here. They talk about domain 3, that is execution. They're expecting you to be clear on this area. Manage execution based on project plan by leading and developing the team in order to achieve the deliverables. See, with this paragraph, how do I understand? That is what you have to understand. When you read this understand concept, you understand in execution, they're expecting me to talk about deliverables. Where the deliverable will happen in a direct and managed project work, deliverable will happen. In direct and managed project work, how the deliverable comes out, the input will be planned. Team will work with the PMIS, and output will be a deliverable. So deliverable means what kind of deliverable? Is it an interim deliverable or a final deliverable? This is how you have to research and read. You cannot mug the book just like that. Muggers fail in the exam. Only people who conceptually understand will succeed in this exam. So read this outline once more or twice or thrice. You get more clarity about the examination. Right? That's pretty good. Few more questions. Let me see that. I believe I answered you, Adya, Ashish, Sandeep. Hope you got the answer. Now I'll go to next one. Even if I choose with the Rita head first swim mandatory, okay, I answered it. Amar is putting a question. I have completed Rita and head first and scored 80%, 90% respectively on average. Also completed to make full mock test with 2 hours. Within 2 hours. How 2 hours you did 80%? Planning for Prepcast and PMBOK this month, and I'm right direction. You're perfectly right, but why you did in 2 hours exam? Exam is meant to take 4 hours, right? Did you excuse yourself to do in 2 hours? Hmm. Too much of fast is also not good. Watch out. But Prepcast, when you go, the timing will come better because questions are a bit lengthy, also complicated. Okay, good. You're in the right direction, Amar. Please proceed. So Dania is putting a question. Even She Learning has a shared test. Are those not enough? Not enough, Dania. She Learning exams, what you take is kind of understanding exam. Simulator is needed. Without simulator, it's risky. You may, but I don't think you'll take a risk of it, right? Putting $500. You have to be careful. Another question. How we can correlate without line task of PMI? What is this? I'm not getting you. How can we correlate without line task? What does that mean? Not clear. If you're talking about content outline is purely about exam thought process in which area they're going to ask questions, right? You have to read that and understand the concept. I didn't get your question. It's not a clear question. Kulkarni is asking if you are scoring 50 to 60% in Prepcast mock exam, and after that I read Headfirst book. In Headfirst, all questions are scored 68. What do you suggest? Your scores are not good, Kulkarni. 55 to 60 is very average. You have to touch 68 to 73%. That's a good range to go for the main exam. So if you're taking Prepcast mock exam and you're saying scoring 55 to 60, not sure how many exams you've taken, you are expected to take 5 full exams. First exam you can be 55 to 60. Second exam also you can be 55 to 60. When you come to third exam, you should have touched 68 to 73%. If it is not coming, somewhere we are lagging. One, we did not read the book properly. Two, we did not read the exam questions properly. We are so urgent in answering. Number three, if not, you are not analyzing each exam properly. There are people so urgent, they can't sit in a place for 4 hours. It happens, right? You can't sit in a place 4 hours. Somehow you have to close and get away. Maybe 20 questions, we just click it, click, 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 click. That will impact the result very badly, right? It happens. So please evaluate each exam fully. One exam of 200 question evaluation can take 2 days of time. 16 hours it will take. If you don't do that kind of evaluation, you are not doing proper evaluation. You're just running through. Scores will not improve. Already you are in 73, 75%. Don't worry. You are good and safe. Just proceed. If you are below 65, please evaluate. Without evaluation, don't ever do the next exam. It's waste. Even if you do next exam, it's a waste of time. You're again killing your time. Rather evaluate it, read the chapter properly, and then come back this. Which book I have to read down? Any book you read. But the more you start writing full exams, Prepcast simulator will point back to PMBOK particular page number, particular subject. So I would prefer what Prepcast says and read because PMBOK language will be better on those area. For 200 questions, they will give 200 justification. If you read 200 justification, you're pretty good. Definitely next exam, you will increase 4%. If you do that kind of evaluation continuously, every exam 4%, you will easily touch 75 to 80%. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. Very good. Ahmad is putting a question. Prepcast, is it also necessary to check time management? Of course, right? It will have running there. Ahmad, if you see in Prepcast, timer will be running. 3 days back, they changed it. They also put the same PMI model of timer. 240 minutes are deducting down. Timer is always important. Even when you do test in a Rita book, I would expect you to have a timer with you. If you take stakeholder management, 35 questions are there in Rita book. Have a mobile timer in front of you and start writing the exam. Create a habit of having timer always with you. That gives a good habit. You have to complete in time. If not, you'll keep on dragging. And also, don't take phone calls, unwanted chat messages in between the examination, the greatest distractor. Please don't do that. Okay, I think this part, up to this, we are good. Uh-huh. Okay, let's move a little more. So what happened here is we started with which book to read. I'm showing something called exam content outline. Why I came to content outline is don't restrict yourself to only reading books, because your exam is based on content outline. If you ask me, Shriram, did you read this before you go to exam? I did not read it. Only 2 days before I understood there is something called exam content outline. Until then, I don't even know that, because those days I don't know, this much of knowledge sharing was not there, or at least I am not aware. I'm talking 4 5 years back. Maybe the YouTube channel was not so much there. Maybe it was there. I didn't see that. What happened is I didn't know that there is something called outline. But 2 days before the exam, I saw the outline. I felt, oh my goodness, I should have read early, because I felt that as a very sensible information for each chapter, what to be read, not each knowledge area or each process group. Can I get immediately out of it? I will say no. The other day I found candidate, student. What he did is he took a paragraph out of this content outline and giving to me. Sriram, can you tell me where I can see this in PIMBOK? I said, man, this is a concept. You have to see how to get the details out of the books. You cannot take a paragraph and search in PIMBOK. People are spoiled by Google. Anything they copy, paste, and search. So you put a copy to me, Shriram, can you tell me where is it? I said, sure, you are not going to be leader in a company. If you really want to be leader, understand the concepts out of it, how to take the essence out of it. A leadership is taking essence, not copy pasting. Copy pasting people cannot go to the next stage, right? So please understand the concept. Don't try copy pasting. It will not work, right? So read it. I have some of my students and candidates, what they do is every day morning, they write a 49 process sheet, and also they read this content outline at least once. It's a boring, yeah. How can you read this 5 pages? If you can't read this 5 pages in exam, you will be so tough facing. So the more you read here, the more better there. That's a message. Once you read this more and more, what will happen is even the head first book looks pretty interesting for you. Even the Rita books looks interesting for you. Even your PEMBOK looks interesting for you, because you know what to read now, right? That's the reason of content outline. Fantastic. Okay, that's pretty much on the books. Any other questions on the books I can help you before we take you to the next stage? Okay, let me talk something more. I want to talk to you. Let me talk something on the exam questions. Check. Okay. Exam questions. I believe in the book side, you are clear, right? And people who did classes with me, you will have a Shri learning material. Please use this material to read through. It's a compressed form of all the content. Some of you attended with me in the Bangalore sessions or Delhi sessions. You will have a physical copy of the book. People who attended online, you will have a digital copy. I would ask you to go through that. One good thing I have done in the book is some of the key ITTOs I have marked red color. Whenever you see a red color box marked, search that in your PEMBOK. There will be a 2-line explanation for that red box. If you read that maybe few times, super hold you'll get. For example, there is something called, let's say, change log. I would have marked red box for change log. Take a change log, search in PIMBOK. Here I'll ask you to search, okay? Search it. When you search it, it will show 2 lines, what is change log, read it. Another search. Some other place, another time it will show change log, read it. Another search. 5 to 6 places read the change log in PIMBOK whole 700 pages. Super. You are clear. You will know where the change log is used, what for they're using. Like this, if you start reading, search and reading, that also helps. You no need to be so much page by page. Shriram, I'll go line by line, I'll complete it. You are not reading a novel here. If you miss a page, you will miss the story. It's not a Sindbad, right? You have to understand the concept. That is where you have to learn. So get the concept, how to understand. One reading full you do, that's fine. After that, again, don't do the same stuff. Some people say, I'm on this page 45, tomorrow 46, 47, 48. You're not in the school days, man. It's a professional exam. Go and read the area which you want. Pick it up. That's important, right? So do that process. Okay, quick factor. Okay, Dania is asking, when should we buy Prepcast? It's a pure specific to you, Dania. You should know where your team is doing or you do. In a sense, when you're done with all your chapter tests in the books, please go for a kind of simulator, right? Plus complete a chapter test in the books. Krishna privately put a question to me. As soon as the exam begins, does it make sense to write the key EVM formulas, important stuff, etc., for about 10 minutes on the rough sheet? Does it really help? It will help, Krishna, but you will lose 10 minutes of the exam. But at the same time, if you feel brain dumping, will you make you feel relieved? Do that. Because in exam hall, I'm sure you won't see that at all. It will be only there, right? You will create from your mind and do it. But certain formulas, what will happen is before the exam start, your brain will be clear. Middle of the exam, if I ask you what is the formula for CPI, cost performance index finding, you have to close your eyes and EV, PV, CV, or start thinking because you are in a tense mode. Your brain will not work. So for that reason, you can write. It's worth putting that, but it won't be 10 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes is fine, not more than that. Okay. And I used to write 49 process sheet every day when I prepare for the exam. In the exam hall, it took 2 minutes to write the 49 process sheet. But these days, all my students who prepare, everybody doing every day, they already have in a mind. I don't think you have to invest the time in the exam hall because exam hall, what will happen is the first half an hour, you will feel as if time running so fast. You will feel, oh my goodness, I'm writing the exam very slow, time is running fast. You will feel so nervous. After 45 minutes, 1 hour, you will realize that, okay, let's play the game, right? So you cannot be Shevag hitting fours and six every time. In PMP exam, you have to be a Rahul Dravid. You guys all know Rahul Dravid, right? Go face the ball and defense it, slowly take it. It's a 4 hours exam. If you run with a high energy, you will get tired. But you go in a constant pace, you will win the exam. That's what I have seen with the PMP exam. Okay, that's an answer to Krishna. Now, what I do is I'll quickly talk about some factors in exam. Okay, this I would have presented some time back. I'll do a quick wrap on here. Okay, quick wrap is in exam. Whenever you read a question, understand the tense of the question. Why it is important? It's pretty important. You may not be a person with a native language as English. Yeah. If it is not a native or a first language, what will happen is your brain processing will not catch up the content until you specifically see the word. They'll tell that at present or recently the project manager, it means currently. Sometime back, the team, sometime back, past. So you have to understand past tense, present tense, and future tense in the question. Why? The tense understanding will help you to decide, do I need to make a preventive action? Do I need to make a corrective action? Do I need to do something now or later? Right? This understanding will happen only when you understand the tense in the question. Hey, Sriram, you're taking English class for me. Surely not. Okay. Even I'm not strong at my English. Okay. We know language just to communicate. You may not be a person who born in UK or born in US who can speak fluently, and also it's a blood. Okay. When they speak, they know the tense by that, like what you do in your mother language, right? If not, your brain has a Google translator. Whenever you read an English word, it will get translated to regional language, then the regional language comes out like an English. There's a processing will be good when you are chatting with your friend in Starbucks. But in the exam hall, after paying $500, the Google server will not work. It will tell 404 page not found. Server not responding. That's what will happen. So whenever you practice a question, the 1600 questions, when you read the question, first thing, see what is the tense of the question. First thing you have to do is tense of the question. Is it a past, present, future, current? You see that. Once you see that, the second thing is see whether it is for the project or the project manager. Hey, what's a big deal here? Big deal is When it is for the project, it's a collective decision. When it is for the project manager, one person decision. They will ask what you will do next. Purely project manager. What you will do next. They put the question. If not in this circumstance, what will be the best action? Could be on the project you have to answer. So first thing you have to see the tense. Second thing you have to see, is it on the project or the project manager, right? Sometimes there could be on the project team members also. On conflict management. If you go to resource management, there is something called conflict management or team enablement, Tuckman rule. These are the areas they will focus on the team proportion, team awards. That time you have to answer according to the team. Yeah. But mostly your question will be on the project manager because that's your exam, right? It's a PMP exam. What is the exam? Project management professional. Sure, they'll ask project manager. They'll tell what you will do, what is next. So you have to be prepared for it. Hey, these are very tough things. It's very easy, right? Very easy. Outside the exam hall. Inside the exam hall, your brain will not work. After paying $500, your brain will say, enough, over. Okay. So when you practice more and more, it will become a subconscious mind activity, like how you pedal the cycle. How do you pedal the cycle? Your subconscious mind got it. Even if you don't drive cycle for 5 years, I give you a bicycle on a 6th year, still you will pedal it because your subconscious mind registered it. That's how you have to register when you practice. If somebody's scores are not going high, you are not understanding the question properly. You are urgent in choosing the answer. Don't jump to the answer. First, understand the question. Hey, Shram, how to understand the question, man? Let me show something for you. Before I go, any questions here? Anything I can help out? I know I'm beating the time. Tell me any thoughts here. I can help you. Uh-huh. Boo, 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 boo. What I have here? Okay, let me see if I can bring something for you. Okay, here we go. So I know I just randomly pulled a question to show you. When a question comes like this, your eyes will be so interested to read the answer because you will get a gut feel. Let me choose one answer and run away. But it is not going to be that way, right? And one lucky thing for you all is recent days PMI putting questions are only two lines. Earlier it used to be 5 lines, 6 lines, 8 lines. Now they reduced to 2 lines. So it's a good safe for you. When you read the question, some of the big question, read the last sentence primarily. And sometimes read the answers from the bottom. D, C, B, A. Hey, what logic here? The logic is when you read from the bottom, chances are you won't miss any answer. You'll read all the answer. So you mean when you read from the top, we'll miss it? Chances are pretty high. When you start reading from A, B, at the B, if your brain says that could be the answer, your brain will get stuck there. Even though you read C and D, you won't get convinced. Try it once. That's how it will work. If your brain works like that, if you feel something happy there, you will stay there. If you go to a textile store, in the textile store, they have a lot of jean pants, okay, men and women, jean pants. If you see jean pants in order from the top, sometimes what will happen is the second jean color which you like, your brain will stop there. You may see other jean also, but your brain again go back to second, right? Whereas when you see from the bottom, chances are you will see all. You can ask me the question, when you see from the bottom, can't I stuck in the second one from the bottom? Chances are low comparative from the top. Don't ask me. That's how the brain works. So point is, you should not go that way. Read from the bottom. Chances are you may answer most of the questions, right? That's how it works for many people. Okay, let's see. Let's go to some more factor here. When I read the question, look at here. While finalizing the WBS, you assign each work package to a control account and establish a unique identifier for the same work from a code of account. These identifiers help you find a hierarchical sum of cost schedule, etc. Which statement is true about WBS? Now, I'll tell you, this question is a tricky question. First two sentence, they given something, it's no way related to the question, right? They given all the stuff. Actually, last sentence is a question. Which statement is true about WBS? They want to know what is WBS. But let's read the first two sentences. While finalizing the WBS, you assign each work package a control account and establish a unique identifier. Blah 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 blah. All are there. Nothing useful. Okay, all are blunder. Now they put a question only at the last sentence. That too, there is a keyword. Which statement is true? Your brain should quickly see that right word there. When you see the right word, you get the right answer. How to do that? Quickly, you will start from the D. When a D, if you see, it is a hierarchical breakdown of project resources. Is it a project resources? Strike out. No, that's not the answer. Okay. C. Is it a hierarchy of project staff? No. WBS did not talk about resources. So staff and resource ruled out. Strike out. Straight away, two answer gone. I saw some of you putting D as answer. No. WBS will not talk about resource. Please read it again. Right? It authorizes a project manager. Which will authorize a project manager? Charter will authorize a project manager, WBS, right? So that's also gone. When you do elimination technique, your answer will be A. It contains all the project word. Simple, right? But actually, if you see, there are 3 lines of question, which is the last line is only the question. First 3 lines is a pathetically some information not at all needed. This is how the exam question will come. So it will confuse you. So how do you look at the answer? So you have to start seeing the right answer. Why I have to show this to you? Why? Because I want you to understand that don't jump to the answer immediately. Even now I saw the chat window, some of you jumping faster. Don't jump. Wait. You have 1 minute 20 seconds. Wait. Even if you answer the last 2 seconds, that's fine. How many of you like Dhoni for making decision the last minute or last second? Okay, leave this season. Usually Dhoni, when there is a call should happen, the last second he will say like this, right? So he will not be urgent to something. He will allow the time to digest thing. That is leadership. Leadership is digest. Don't react. Respond. This is very, very, very important. Sounds good, right? Fantastic. I know I'm top of the time. Good, guys. So what happened now is we spent nearly an hour of time to talking about which book to read, exam content outline, and something on the question. How we look at the question. 3 factors we saw here, right? Is there anything area I can help out before we say thanks for the day? Okay, I can see some of your faces. Please come online. Let's see each other. Vinith, I can see some of you. Let me see some of my old friends who all came for my classes. Okay. Rajesh, you're at Dubai airport? Okay, man. You know, look like Dubai airport behind you. You have Dubai at. I thought you're sitting reading at Dubai airport. You give a Rohit Sharma look, man. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good, guys. Good to see you all. Some of the Nidhi is here. Okay, after a long time, Nidhi. How are you? Fantastic. Srilata is here. Anand is here. Vinay. Okay. Some more faces. Some more faces. Okay. Okay, that's a question from Ashish. I do have Rita Simulator 7.0 for exam preparation. How is the feedback? I have not tried Rita personally, but I know Rita is good quality content. You can try that. I believe they should have 5 to 6 exams. If they have that, please go ahead and try. Rita standard is always high. But the only thing problem with the Rita is they'll make one dosa so big. Okay. They will take one question and they build a story behind that. In exam, you will not get that much of story. It will be straight on the line. PMI exams are straight on the line. They changed it. 1 year, 2 year back, they used to write a big content, give a question. These days, straight to the line. So that's a problem. But in a way, it's good. Rita will prepare your mind how to write for the exam. So Rita simulator is good, to my knowledge. Sandy is putting ITTO is must. How can I understand this, Sandy? What do you mean? Must means you want to read or don't want to read? What are you asking? I don't get you. Ramesh, Soundarya has become a regular student. I can see her always in the classes. Thanks, Soundarya. Okay. Which ITTOs are very important? Oh my goodness, it's a pretty good question. You can't escape any ITTO, Ahmad. When you say ITTO, you have to read through that, what it is. You are not expected to memorize, right? So go through ITTOs carefully. If Ahmad, you are part of our program, not Ahmad, who asked me? So you will have Sri learning material. There, certain ITTOs marked with red color. So those you read a second time, you get clarity. Okay, let me see some more questions coming up. Okay, there is a question from Sandeep. Can you share some more details on fast track batch of 4 weekends? Not 4 weekends, it's 2 weekends, right? So what will happen is people are rushing towards completing the examination. You cannot sit and learn 1 month. So there is a fast track batch where people will come and learn in 4 days. Like what I do now, I'm going to take 2 full days, Saturday, Sunday, again 2 full days, Saturday, Sunday, subject of all PMP content. I'm getting a lot of our candidates who attended some year back, months back for these classes, and some new people also. So what will happen is you learn the subject in 4 days. It's a usual pattern which we do in a Bangalore hotels. We invite people and conduct training for 4 days. Same thing I'm going to do in the online. Now this is going to help you to push towards December 31st. Hope that helps you, Sandeep. Oh, Divya asked me ITTOs. Okay, sorry. So Divya, ITTOs go by the red color marked one. Ahmed is asking, should we try Rita chart games? Not needed, Ahmed. If you like, you love playing games, do that. If not, don't do that. I don't think it's overloaded. Sandy is asking how to memorize ITTO. Question, pass, Sandy. ITTO memorization is not there. Okay, you have to only understand the concept. Pandya is asking, you have given example of change log. Can you explain again once from OneDrive? You have given example of change log. Can you explain again once from OneDrive? Pandya, question is confusing. Your question is more confusing than PMP, man. Okay, Divya. Okay, thanks. Okay, fine, good guys. Change log, I just gave a hint up for you. Okay, this session is not for subject explanation. This session is for to set you on track for the exam. That's a point here. Okay, one more question here. How can be sure that my exam application is full and correct? Any guidance? Adi, I'm not sure whether you are part of our group. If you are part of our group, we will generally evaluate your application before you submit. So we will confirm if your application is ready or not, right? So join or check out with our executive called Rahul. He will guide you how to go into the group. Then he will evaluate your question application process, right? Good. Sandy, I answered you. Don't memorize. Read the concept. And Pandya, I didn't understand your question. We'll get up later. Okay. That's good. Good to see people around here. And thanks all for participating. I know it's a 1 hour push of content. If any question furthermore needed, reach out to our mail address or WhatsApp. We will try to help you. But one thing I want to give here is it's coming on a festival season, 2 months. Weather is also pretty good to sit and read, not to sleep. Okay. When I was preparing for the exam, it's a May peak in Chennai, hot summer. Actually, one way it's good. It didn't allow me to sleep in the daytime, but you are blessed with a good weather condition, pandemic happening, a lot of advantage here. I know with the pandemic, workload is high. I'm not saying no, but your travel and energy burning is low. Your stress level is better than before. So materialize this time and close the exam. It's easy to say that I cannot. Only few people can say I can. That's a difference. If you just want to be a normal person, you can straight away tell Shriram, I can't do this, man. So not my game. I'll do next year. Very easy. But if you want to really say yes, I can, you need some determination, some commitment. Best way of commitment is mark your exam date and put on a white paper. Take a white paper, write in a marker, paste on the wall. Please do that, it will work. I used to place on the wall what time I have to wake up, 5:30. What time I have to go to bed, I'll write in the paper and put it there. 2 days I skip it, third day I'll follow it. That's okay, right? In a week, even if you do 4 days, it's a good deal, it's a big win. You can't be so disciplined like Vivekananda lived, right? Vivekananda lived in the rock in Kanyakumari. We can't live like that. We are with the family, man. Too many things around us. You want to sleep early that night. That night, your kid will come and tell, Dad, tell me a story. What you will do? Can you say that, oh, I'm preparing for PAP, don't come to me? No, you can't do that, right? Then what's a life for us? Right? So we have to be with your family also. Give family life. At the same time, have a sheet in front of you which reminds you what you have to do. Wake up time, sleep time. Please have it. Don't ever have a mobile with you. Mobile is like a disease. You'll keep on scratching. Okay. So keep your mobile in the rack, then start reading. If you really want to read 4 hours concentrated, keep the mobile in the rack and read. After 4 hours, give yourself a reward of using the mobile. Mobile usage should be a reward for you. You should feel happy to use it after 4 hours. Don't pick up all the call, not needed, right? Keep it somewhere. Second thing. Third thing, have the exam date booked. That is the first way of motivating yourself. At any chance, don't give up the confidence because till the last ball, the game will change towards you. If you watch some of the cricket match, last minute things will change. How many football match, last second a goal will get inside? You watched it? Last second, before blowing the whistle, this guy will hit the goal and the whole game will change. So play till the last minute. Don't give up the hope. In this exam, the problem is you will not get a stage telling that, hey, I have learned everything. That stage will not happen. I'll let you know that that stage will not come. You will not get a feel I read all the content. Always there will be a mindset of incompletion. That is a mindset will help you to wake up next day and start reading. So enjoy that mindset of you're not feeling totally comfortable, but start moving towards your goal. That's a point. Sounds good, huh? Good. Great. With this, good wishes to all of you. And some of you would like to go for the subject listening again. Join for the next week classes. We will help you on the full session, right? Great, great. If some of you don't understand your question, I don't answer your question, don't feel bad. Message me in the WhatsApp. We'll try to help you, right? All the best, guys. We all win it. 2020 target is being a top PMP achiever. I all want to see every one of you coming for our success story in YouTube. Okay? Good wishes.